Hey guys, welcome to comiXology's 20 Questions with Isaac Goodhart. I'm Jose, and let's get this started. This is Isaac. He's the artist for Under the Moon, A Catwoman's Tale.
That's right, yeah.
So, first question. What is your favorite New York City Comic-Con memory?
New York City Comic Con memory
Yeah.
2017, two
All right.
years ago. I hadn't gotten anything published by DC, but we're emailing, I'm sort of on their radar, and I got an email from the higher-ups that said, hey, if you're around, if you're at the show, you're invited to the DC Comic Books after party. And I was like, oh my God, I couldn't believe it. So, I mean, you know, talk about imposter syndrome. That wore off, though. Once I walked into, it was in the Empire State Building. Like, do you understand?
Oh, yeah.
No, you have no idea. So I'm like going down the stairs. It's like the most amazing food catered. Everyone is there. When I walk in, Dan DiDio is giving us like you ever see a sports movie and the coach like gives us a rallying speech and everyone's like, yeah. That's what I walked into, and I'm talking to Cully Hamner. I'm shaking hands with Sean Gordon Murphy.
Oh,
I made eye contact with Frank Miller. You know, it was very scary. It was the best day of my entire life. You know, that's my favorite memory.
I can totally imagine that.
I walked away with like 4 goodie bags.
That's the best, right? That's really the best part.
Yeah.
All right. So you're based in New York. What is the one thing people visiting from out of town absolutely have to do this weekend?
Wow. Go to New York Comic Con. Besides go to New York Comic Con, Jackson Heights is where I live, and that is just one of the hidden gems of New York and Manhattan and the boroughs. It is the most diverse area in the most diverse state in the world.
Love it, love it. So this book is a pretty significant departure from your past work. What were some of the challenges in illustrating a young adult graphic novel?
Drawing young people. Drawing young people. I struggle with that more than anything. So if you've read Under the Moon, A Catwoman Tale, spoiler alert, it opens with Selena Kyle looking out the window. And that page is just a splash page. So I'm establishing the character. And usually what I do, usually my rate of drawing is I'll draw 2 pages a day. 2 pages of pencils, 2 pages of inks, maybe sometimes 3. For whatever reason, I spent like 3 days penciling that one page. It was so difficult, and even in the character design section, I'm drawing Selena Kyle and sending it to DC, sending it to Lauren, and getting feedback saying, she's looking a little old, she's looking 17. We want to make her a little younger, make her face a little rounder. You know, I struggle with that more than anything. But especially that first page. But as we went through the book, you know, after the first act, I really got into the groove, and I was able to draw Selena as you see her in the book, as she is
Great.
now.
All right, so here's the tough one, though. What's your favorite villain from the Batman's Rogue Gallery?
Mr. Freeze.
Oh,
that's not
that's a
tough
great
at all.
choice.
I do want to say Mr. Freeze is my favorite villain, bar none.
Okay.
And Lauren and I are working on Victor and Nora, a love story.
Oh, is this big news?
Stay
Big
tuned
news?
for more info.
I
It
love
was
it.
announced, but I think that's all I'm allowed to say for
All right.
now. Don't tell nobody I've been talking about it.
You're getting all the secrets here at comiXology. So what's your favorite DC character overall?
Zatanna. Zatanna is my
choice.
favorite character. I worked on her in the DC Talent Showcase. They let me work on my favorite character first
That's
day.
great.
It's
That's
crazy.
That's perfect, yeah.
I know. Where do you go from there?
Who would you say is your greatest influence?
I have so many, and it changes week to week. Right now, it might be Adam Hughes, but honorable mentions to Stuart Immonen, Sarah Pichelli, and Olivier Coipel.
Solid choices. Okay, so if I checked your phone right now, what would you say is your most listened to song on Spotify?
Gangnam Style. And it's like 5 years late. I know. What is wrong with me?
All right, so favorite class in high school?
Art class, recess, study hall.
All right. If you could describe your art style, how would you describe it?
I'd like to think that I put a big emphasis on character acting and expression. So maybe that's what I'm known for, I hope.
And what would you say are like the advantages and disadvantages of working and illustrating a book with a limited palette?
Okay, so the advantages are setting the mood, and I worked with Jeremy Lawson, so Jeremy did such a fantastic job giving us all that moody blue tone, and so and I guess the disadvantages are, I don't know, what do you think? it's just not as bright, right? Sometimes I like the fruit salad look of a bright comic with like everything happening.
Something like those colors pop out and you're like, whoa.
Sometimes they pop out, right?
Yeah.
But then sometimes it's a little too much and you want something a little more subdued.
Yeah.
For our book, we needed that limited palette. We needed that mood. We needed that tone. We needed that to differentiate us from all the other Catwoman books, all the other DC comic books that are around right now.
Love it. All right. Are you a dog person or cat person?
Dog person all day.
Nice. Love it.
Gonna get a pug soon. Mark my words.
That's great. So if you could describe Selena Kyle in 3 words.
Resourceful, strong, and sneaky.
Love it. What would you say, what's the last book you read?
Like a book with words?
Book.
Oh man, I read Shrill by Lindy West, which is fantastic. And my last comic book that I read was Superman by Brian Michael Bendis, my favorite comic book writer.
Just killing it.
He's killing it.
Yeah.
He's the best.
What's your dream collaboration?
Working with Brian Michael Bendis on Zatanna. And you better believe I email him that every 3 months.
Hint, DC.
But also, working with Lauren, oh my God, I want to work with Lauren for the next 23 years. She's the best. And we have a great collaboration. It's been amazing.
That's super awesome to hear. Favorite holiday?
Thanksgiving. I like to eat a lot.
I think that's my favorite too.
Yeah, man. You're invited to my place. Hang out with my family.
I know I'm coming back for that.
Let's do it.
So if you weren't working in comics, what would you be doing right now?
Oh, man, I'd be in carpentry with my dad. I think about that. I'm like, I want to build, like, spice racks. Dad, can we just build some spice racks? He's the general manager. He works over there, and he's amazing. He's constantly renovating the house. I wish I could help out.
That's awesome. I wish I could do that. I'm just terrible
Oh, my God,
I'm so terrible at it. Your first job?
Working at Burger King. I was a cashier. I was on drive-thru. Oh, I was so good at it.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Forget the carpentry stuff. I go back to Burger King. It was so fun.
Yoshinoya and I did Cooked, and I always dreamed about being a cashier.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, another one of my jobs was working at Dylan's Candy Bar. That was a great job.
That was so fun,
I love that too. Yeah.
All right. Favorite on-screen Catwoman?
Ooh. Well, I grew up with Michelle Pfeiffer. You know, Michelle Pfeiffer's in the Tim Burton stuff with all those Anton Furst designs. You know, so that's really like just nostalgia factor is really going to make Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman #1 in my book.
Okay, so back to another New York question for you.
Let's do it.
Favorite New York pizza spot?
I like Sparrow's in Herald Square, and but you know where I get most of my pizza? The Dollar Pizza places.
Oh, yeah.
They're all around. I'm Dollar Pizza. Put some hot sauce on there.
That's the first thing I do when I get to New York.
Bottles of hot sauce. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, that's the best. Yeah, the thing about New York City pizza is that all New York City pizza is great. Maybe not Sparrow's so much.
Okay, so where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Working at DC Comics, working on Zatanna with Brian Michael Bendis. Yeah.
Somehow I knew that's where we would go.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, this is really 17 questions with Isaac Goodhart for comiXology. I love working at DC. This is all I've ever wanted to do. I love you so much. This is the childhood dream that I had since I was a kid. In a very real way. There is nothing that I want. I am completely grateful. I have the best job, the best life. I am so happy right now.
I feel that. Well, there you have it, folks. 20 questions, 17 answers with Isaac Goodhart at New York City Comic Con.
Nice.
Thank you for coming by,
Dude,
man.
thank
really
you very much.
it.
That was
Thank
so
you
fun.
Much.
Thank you.